Hello, welcome back. All right, let's put this in the ether. I already know most of you guys understand that lonely fans, all right, only fans only target the lonely, right? Only target the guys that have no purpose in life that contribute to their debaucherous behavior. But what people don't realize that these OnlyFans content creator, they're really lonely themselves. When you dedicate most of your life to make videos for the lonely, what else do you have? Else do you have to gain in life? Right? You don't have any purpose but to fornicate just for the purpose of pleasing somebody else. Right? I mean, these purpose, in my opinion, and these people, in my opinion, doesn't have any purpose in life, right? They're a big scam. These lonely artists, right? These lonely fan artists, they're the biggest scammer of them all, right? They don't contribute anything positive to society, right? They don't care about how things are going on. They don't even care about themselves. They're lonely. They're selfish. They entitled. They have no purpose in life, no relevancies, right? Just to extort men, right? And guys have to understand that these when you contribute to these lonely fans, not only that, the number one people who contribute to lonely fans are sexless marriage men, right? When you look at it, who are the people who usually don't have sex the most, right? Incels, right? They're not attached to they're not bound, and so that means that they could have sex with anybody they want. They could go to a prostitute. The thing is with incels that most of them are young and they don't have no income. Who are the people that have all these disposable income? The people that have all these disposable income are basically married men who are in sexless relationships, right? So they're the one who contribute to these lonely fans the most, right? They have the disposable income. They just don't have the ability to fornicate that much because they're dedicated to their wives. And in their loneliest moment and the loneliest time, right? They contribute to these contents, not only to the lonely fans, but to these cam girls, right? Most of these men out there, these marriage men, they're the main contributor to this thing that we're seeing through right now. These lonely fans, these cam bots, right? Because they have the means to waste their money on this, and they have the motive to dedicate their moment, their time to these women, to these content creators that exploit themselves for money, right? When you look at incels or young kids, right? They're still trying to make it out there. They're still trying to gain wealth, right? Because of that, they're more stingy. They're more cautious with their money and how they spend it because they don't have a lot of disposable income. Young men out there do not have a lot of disposable income, and when they do, they don't spend it on sex, right? Young men do not spend a lot of this disposable income on sex. They usually spend their disposable income on material things like cars, video games, right? And they don't see any logical reason to pay for sex because when young men, when they think about it, there's no reason to pay for sex because sex are basically free on the internet, right? The people who's desperate enough to pay for sex are these lonely, desperate married men. They're the number one contributor to these websites. If you look all these contributors, these members that are giving out tokens to all these women or subscribe to their accounts are basically lonely sexist men, right? So basically, when you're in a relationship with women, with a committed relationship with women, right, and you have a wife, right, it's true that you do not have regular sex. If you want to not have regular casual sex all the time, get married. Basically, right? Just get married if you do not want to fornicate. Because young men they don't pay for sex, right? Because they still are in the market to date other women. Other women, they're easily given up to younger men, right? Most of these women, they don't want to date younger men. If I mean, they don't want to date older men if it doesn't have revolve around money, right? Only for them to date older men is money. That's it. If an older man want to date a younger woman, it's not he can't do that because he don't have the resources. The resources, the money unlock the power to date a younger woman, right? If an older man don't have money, he can't get a younger woman, right? The only group of people that can get younger women are younger men. But unfortunately, younger men are broke, right? Most younger men out there are broke. I'm not saying all of them, most of them. This is why most of them don't don't what was that? Have a lot of sex. Right? No, no, not that's contradicting what I'm saying. That's why they don't usually pay for sex because the younger women usually go out with them, so they don't usually pay for sex. Right? The older men are usually paying for sex. Right? And it's the older men that's contributing to the society we're living in right now. I'm not trying to dodge older men, right? But these older men that have disposable income, they're the group of people that have the disposable income, not the younger men. So if the younger men don't have the disposable income to spend it on sex, he's more inclined to spend it on something worthwhile than just sex, right? Because younger men, they're easy to get free sex than it is for older men. Older men, in order for them to get sex, is they have to pay for it. But younger men, for them to get sex, they get it for free. That's why they don't usually pay for sex at all, right? So if there's somebody who's to blame for this rise of OnlyFans, cam girls, right, all these stuff, right, it's older men, right? And not only that, older men especially older men like doctors, lawyers, right? Men like that, doctors, lawyers, businessmen, they're the ones who's contributing the most to these overseas women in Thailand, Vietnam, what? The Philippines, right? These red light district. They're the one who's going out to these locations and fornicates because they have the mean expense to spend for all these stuff. Right? They have the money. Their occupation provide them with these resources to take flights to go to third world country to fornicate with younger girls. Right? So in actuality, the money grant older men access to sex. Right? But younger men, if they don't have any money, right? But they're willing. Women are willing to date younger men, right? When younger women see older men, what do they usually see? They usually see them as a creep, right? As a pervert or something like that, right? But when women see money, they don't see that in older men. They see them as a cash cow, as a wallet, right? So in actuality, the thing that we're going on right now, the phenomenon that's going on in society right now, that's being promoted by is contributed by the lonely, sexless married men out there, right? Like I said, if you don't want no punani in life, right? Go ahead and get married, right? You will guarantee no sex, right? And then what these older men do is, in the quiet time, they go to the computer room, whacking off to girls on the internet, right? Those are the main clients. These OnlyFans models are these single men. Don't let them fool you, man. These incels, they're not gonna spend money on sex because they know you can get sex for free, right? The one who's contributing to sex the most are these doctors, are these married men, right? And in actuality, these married couples, these married people, right? They don't have any kids. They're the one who they're the most swingers out there, right? They're the ones who to what? If they're in a sexless marriage, they're more inclined to participate in polygamous relationship, meaning have multiple partners, like swingers, right? Most of these swingers are married couple, try to lighten up their relationships, right? Don't discourage. I mean, don't misinterpret what we're living today. There's a lot of swingers out there, right? And people need to realize that. So these lonely fans, customers are really desperate married men, that don't get sex with their wives, and they're the one who's paying out all these women. They're the one who's enabling all these women to go on these sites like in fans and create an account to prey on people, right? To prey on on the weak-minded people, and this is what I'm trying to tell guys. Like, you need to stop being weak-minded, right? If you can control your urges to say no to sex, you can do anything, and you have to leverage. You don't have the ability to let women manipulate you or control you, right? If you have the ability to withstand sex, all right, you can focus on yourself. But all these ideas of all these guys living in the basement, they don't need to pay for sex. They can get it for free, all right? The people who wanted sex the most are these married older men, right? And they could get it because they have the disposable income. That's basically the point, you know. So younger men, they don't have the disposable income to pay for it. If they want sex, they just date a younger girl, and the younger girl more attracted to the younger men, right? So they don't need to pay for sex. as an older man. An older man, in order for him to have sex with a younger woman, right, he had to pay for it. Right? That's it's you can seen um in third world country these red light district these red light district, who is it gained to? I mean, who are they advertising to? They're advertising to these businessmen who travel a lot, right? Those are their main clients. These red light districts, right? Businessmen, guys who cheat on their wife, that fly overseas to fornicate with younger girls, right, in their teens, and pay them money, right? Because these married men don't get any sex from their wives, so they go on these business trip, quote unquote, business trip to this red light district in third world country and fornicate with younger women, right? Younger guys don't have that options, right? He don't have that kind of. He's working on himself, right? He's working on himself to get that kind of option later in life. Hopefully, he'll get um, that kind of options. And depend on his route, he might go the same route as these wealthy older men or not. But yeah, but anyway, OnlyFans only prey on these lonely, marriageless, sexless men out there who's in the sexless marriage, and there's a lot of men out there who in sexless marriage, and that's one reason why divorce happened, because they're not satisfied with their partners, because they're not getting anything. They misconstrued that because you get married, you get endless sex. Not really. In reality, when you get married, your sex diminish. I mean, your ability, not your ability, your activity and sexual activity, right? It diminished. Right? The woman would withhold sex, and that what leads to infidelity and cheating. But that's what I gotta say about these lonely fans. It targets the lonely men out there, lonely men who's in sex, and yeah, and that's basically it. It's not targeting to the incels or young men, because young men don't have the disposable income. But if I'm missing something, leave a comment below, right? So if I get something wrong, leave a comment below. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and on that note, peace and blessings.